Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Laurence Binyon. I'm the writer of the poem For the Fallen, very recognized by the feelings that you can get of it. In this 12 seconds of presentation, I guess you only know two things about me. First, that I am the writer of For the Fallen, because I just told you, and second, that I live First World War. Well, because the book where you are reading my poem is called A Collection of the World War Poetry. But no, I didn't only do that. I also wrote other books. I also wrote other poems that gave me prizes. I also have a family. I also decided to start a career. So if you let me a little of your precious time, I will be so glad about it, because I would like to introduce myself. So what do you think? I am going to take that silence as a yes. I can start by the fact that my father was Laurence Binyon, a clergyman, and that my mother, her wife, was called Mary, and she was the daughter of a resident engineer in London. That's why I born in London. That's why I attend the schools of London. When I was a kid, I attended some public schools. I got interested in poetry, so I decided to study English, Arts and Letters as my careers in the Trinity College of Oxford. Then in Oxford, I wrote my first poem that is called Persephone, and this awarded me some prizes. Then, when I was also graduate in 1890, I wrote 4 poems in a volume called Primavera with other 3 undergraduate students of Oxford. I took position in the British Museum, working in the Department of Prince Books, but in 1895 I moved to the Department of Relation to Art as Prints and Drawings. I published my first book that is called Lyrics Poem in 1894, and the next year and the following of that next year I also published 2 books that were relation about painting, that were called Dutch Issue in the 17th century and Young Crow Johnson called it. In my personal life, I married Cicely Paulos in 1904, and I got 3 beautiful daughters. When the First World War broke out, I became an orderly in the Red Cross, and I visited France in 1916. All this experience, visiting the front, helping in the Red Cross, I turned it into some poems with the topic of the war and how people feels. Like, for example, a mother that have a husband and she didn't know if her husband is going to come again to the house. Some of my important poems with this topic of the war are The Winner in Fan, The Anvil, The Cause, The New World, and For the Fallen. I would like to read a little of my poem. Like to explain? With proud thanksgiving, a mother for her children, England mourns for her dead across the sea. Flesh of her flesh, they were spirit of her spirit, fallen in the cause of the free. Solemn the drums thrill, the august and royal sings throw up into immortal spheres. There is music in the midst of desolation, and a glory that shines upon our tears. They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and angry. They were staunch to the end against odds uncount. They fell with their faces to the foe. This is like the middle of my poem. In this poem, I am referring is that, for example, the mother gets alone because her husband died. The notice arrived, and the atmosphere in this time is about sadness. Also that all of them all the people that die in battles, being enemies or being friends in the same cause, they are creatures of God. So, and that all that people that die were searching the victory. Well, the soldiers were young, they have all the expectations, they never regret, even if the possibilities were against them, and they gave the last breath in battle. Well, this poem I wrote especially for a war that happens in the First World War. The war is called Gallopist War. It was between, well, the French and London's people against the Turkish. French and London soldiers were trying to get Turkish, but they can't. So in this battle were many vets. The notice arrived to England. The notice arrived to French that they didn't win, and also that many people died. So I am referring that. Well, I know that it's like a cold feeling, and that I am not like in this poem writing with some sentimental feelings like, oh my god, that is so bad. No, but I am telling like the truth, cold truth, like they died, they are not going to the houses anymore with their families, but that we will remember them as the honor of the country. I guess that I want to say that. That is all, and thank you for listening. All of that.